Well, greetings, friends. Yes, just a quick one. Hopefully it's as quick as possible. Put the pen down. So, you may be able to see behind me, I'm actually taking up the HO track here. There's been some developments today. So, yeah, so I'm going to carry on doing that whilst I talk to you, actually. Because it's that way, there's something for you to watch me doing. Even if it is just taking some track and piling it up here. You can see a stack of boxes next to me here. And what are these developments, I hear you say? Well, largely, it is a bit of a sad one, really. It is a bit of a sad one, in as much as I've done some track planning today, because I'm having issues with the Trick C track again and some of my engines. And to be honest, I'm thinking it's probably more the engine than it is the track. But the two things combined sort of come together a little bit. It's stalling, and I'm having to clean this track a lot more. Given the engage ran for over a week or so, with that issue, this track needs a hell of a lot more cleaning regularly, it would appear. Don't know what the combination is. It might be the humidity in here and the material or something. It's going to be something. It's not going to be the track itself. This track is a very solidly good track at the base level. The points I have found, and this is the same for Kato, by the way, can be a little bit flappy. You get derailments across them. Sometimes I wonder if, like the Kato, if the motor edition would actually just keep it to one side, keep to the side it's set to. But as I was thinking about this and thinking about exploring that option, I thought, well, hang on a minute, that's another month wait for a part from Germany, and basically, do I want to wait that long? You know, just to find out potentially it hasn't fixed the issue, which is, of course, is the upshot of that. So, what to do? Well, I've deliberated most of the evening about what to do. I even considered TT120 again, would you believe? Sorry, Anthony, don't look too closely at how I'm taking this apart. But suffice to say, I'm actually not intending to use this track again, because I'm going to go with Pico Bullhead when it comes to the big layout. As it were, that's about all I can do for that now. Next bit is actually lifting up the bed here, and that will not be make interesting viewing for you folks. So yes, I had said that I need to cut. Oh, stand here, see your logos, you. Well, come on, boy. It's been like this all day. I said I was going to cut one of the gauges off. So part of my machinations, my cogitations, I suppose, if you like, has been, well, how do we do this? Because something that I haven't said on stream, I did try and avoid it, because there's some people might actually be slightly upset hearing this, but if I had my time again, let's go back to the days of the pandemic when I got my Japanese collection for the most part. If I had my time again, I wouldn't get 90% of this collection. I'd probably still have the Twilight Express, I'd have the Yamaguchi, and maybe a couple of other bits. And the Panda Train. I would not have the rest of it. You know, it's here now. It's not going anywhere from here. You know, because of that, you can't change what's happened. Yes, you can sell it, but you'd never get, especially for this stuff, you'd never get what you paid for it back. You know, it wouldn't feel worth it. So, you know, there's a multitude of reasons. There's some reasons I'd rather not think about, because sentimentally it's all worth a lot more to me than that. I cite my City of Birmingham. I've got a Hornby City of Birmingham Streamlined Princess Coronation model in 00. My grandparents gave me in 2004 for my birthday. 2004, maybe it was like 2005. It might be 2005. Rather than 04. For my birthday, it was. It means so much for me, because it's the same thing with the Japanese, by the way, is that they are the core. They are the reason I was in a position to. Money from them is the reason I was able to get this lot. So, in the manner that I did, So to me, but between that Princess Coronation is worth so much money. There is one on Air Clark trains at the minute. I think it's there for £80. So if you want one, there's one there for £80. Even amongst other Princess Coronations of the same period of manufacture, it's still cheaper. So it's those things we rather not talk about because to you they mean a lot more than they do to a shop or something like that. So there's that. That's why this isn't going anywhere basically. But so it's how do I stop that happening again and going silly and going oh yeah because I can, let's get this and this and this. I'm not got nearly the same amount of money I had for those, but I can get this and this and this. How do we keep sensible whilst doing 2 gauges and 3 railway companies? Well, not more than 3 railway companies. I'll come on to that in a minute. Well, basically, how I've worked it out, and I did talk this through a bit with Gary. How I've worked it out is. Basically, the Great Western is a massive slow burner. I have, as you can see, this is the Great Western stuff here. Okay, it goes down to desk level, which is why I stick my hand up, just below that. Right, so there's 2 manners. There's prairies. There's pannier. Well, there's the prairies. There's pannier tanks there. There's coaches, wagons, all sorts. Right. So I've got a decent base collection. There's even more under here. There's a Duke Dog in there as well. Given the city class is coming as well. It is niceties. It's like, oh, really, most of the stuff is going to be out there for it. Look at the Batman Small Prairie I picked up in Getz last year. That model's been out forever almost, hasn't it? Come on, in the scheme of things, it's been practically out forever. It's done its due, really. And I believe they're still producing it, or they have produced it of recent. Obviously now with DCC readiness built into it, this one was just the last line before that, where the board had been put in place, the space had been made for it, had been put in place, but it's still an analog only chip. Basically, I got the spare, desoldered the one that was in there, resoldered this one in, and now it's plug and play DCC ready on that one. I like to think I actually upped the value on it slightly, but not that that's going anywhere either. But so the majority of stuff is going to be like that. It's Great Western. It's always going to be there, isn't it? Because one of the benefits of standardisation in that regard, I've always thought it's the same. It's sort of Japanese because one of the set of classes of steam engine for the whole country means that they're going to be in production at some point. Whether they're not at the minute, they will be done again at some point. If they have been done before, those will be out there because they've been done in number. So yeah, you're fairly safe with the GWR. The LMW was always going to be a real slow burn anyway. I will get the coaches for Hardwick, and all this will ultimately run on ACOPS green. Well, not ACOPS green. I'm going to call it Wittering green, just so if I don't get things 100% accurate to ACOPS green, it's based on it. It's Wittering green. It's this is the film adaptation. Where we play and ignore things that the author wrote. That's there for one person. See if they get it. See if they watch this and get that bit. But anyway, so yes, trying to keep it short. We're at 8 minutes already. So yes, that's all can be quite nicely a slow burn. Now on the flip side, Engage. What's my plan then? What is my plan? Well, I need to keep something Great Western in there, but we've established with the large prairie, can't pin Paul's skin off a rice pudding, so obviously that's going back. I'll sort that out tomorrow, which offsets my city class nicely. But I've got the Western Rambler, I've got a pannier tank here, I can get a Manor, I can get the 43XX. I will be able to run Great Western engines and coaches and everything on here, but ultimately I can see this being a safety valve layout. Right? There's a channel that most of us enjoy watching, and if you don't, then you go and find it, and you'll enjoy watching it with the rest of us. Particularly Robert's Train Set, and I believe Dragon Junction Mark II is another one actually. That's what I think about. I'll look at the pictures there of 2 railways that run basically what they want. I mean, Robert's Train Set is literally calling itself a train set. I don't know what Alan Wilds likes to call his layout. But that's probably Dragon Junction he likes to call it. But Lord Owl, sorry, Merrimack Station. All hail Lord Owl. Do you know, I met him at Gets last year, and the greeting was so warm. Oh, everyone was lovely I met at Gets, but yes, I did wonder because I'd heard of this guy called Lord Al. I mean, what's he like? You know, 'cause you start to wonder, having not really watched the channel before, you know, what's he like as a person? Is this a joke name, or is it because he's a real big? No, but the brief was so warm. It was like, wow, okay, yeah, really nice guy, and obviously his family really nice. Anyway, I'm digressing again. So basically, it's going to be a train. It's going to be my train set. Much rittering. I've already thought about scenery, which I'm really pleased of because it means I'm thinking already. The gears are whirring. A station on the far side, all with lights in. Obviously, it's going to sit on a proper board, so no access on this. With lights in, a village scene. I'm even going to start thinking about putting some points in to have a good shed to enable some shunting on the inner loop, or possibly the outer loop. So I've made the inner loop. But most of the idea will be trains running past in a scene, but have the village on one half of the layout, and then as I come forwards, have sort of hills and that, so that if the camera's held down here, it's a countryside scene, and it suggests the countryside. Basically, you sort of crank that out that way, and it'll be the countryside either side of the village and the station. Where will it be set? Well, that's an interesting question, because obviously the station will have been built by a railway company. Well, I will try and come up with some sort of clever name based on the much wittering and something railway. Yeah, I'll have another sort of joke name in there. And that was the company built the station. So basically, I'll be able to collect the buildings I want, build it to their style. It was then absorbed by whichever company it is. Excuse me. Whichever company it is that you see trains running from on the line at that time. It's either that, or I bow down to the appeals of a railway like the Keeper Valley Railway. Can't think I'm thinking of that. Just maybe the gorgeous videos and photos I've seen of the Coal Tank Adventures coming out there recently. But and get some of the Midland-esque buildings maybe. Because bear in mind, in the garage is going to be very heavily Great Western all over. So yeah, you know. But that project is so far in the future, by the way. So don't get too excited for that one just yet. That is years. There's other stuff needs finishing around the house first before the money gets spent there. The money's there, just to allow for everything to be done properly here. It's more important for that to be done than it is the garage. So. Yeah, station over there, village, and then scenery, with a removable section in the hillside hit in the middle to enable my stream format to continue. Obviously, for the next week's stream, it will be the same format again, because literally it will be on this board and set up as it was. So yes, basically, where are we at? 13 minutes, so I'm going to go for another couple just to make it 15 at least. Cruelly, it's now a sneeze. I need to blow my nose. Excuse me, folks. I'm very sorry about this. But there will still be history. Actually, do you know what? A former Midland line makes sense. Because in here, of course, we get a Midland signal box. Okay, that's clever, Farish. Back of it, on this side of the box. You're ahead of me. Front of it on that side of the box. That's clever. So we can make use of that perhaps, or okay, it doesn't have to be Midlands, it could even be Great Western, to be honest with you. You know. But regardless, there will be a station and a village scene now. So yes. Right. Well, where are we at? 14 minutes. 40 minutes. Yeah, have we got anything else to go on there? So yeah. So basically, in the plotting my personal progress, this is there's no shame going, alright, things didn't work out the way I was hoping them to. You know, this track's not working out. I did work out a layout, and it would cost me £300 to £400, depending on whether I had one part of it or not, in points alone. Which isn't appealing to me in the slightest, I've got to admit. This takes away so many worries, like where, you know, fiddle yards, not having to buy a laptop. I can keep it analog for now. It does mean that my stuff's not for sale. Sorry, Jake. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. It's yeah, you know, there's people out there can't run trains at all that want to, and I think that I should count myself, look, I've got a space to do it, and I've got a plan now. But by doing a train set, basically, we negate Sonic Models Prairie's incidents by just being able to cherry pick, basically. Do the research. Okay, that one didn't work out. At least my whole layout doesn't hinge on this engine, you know? So, you know, if I want to run something Southern, I can run something Southern. I want to run something LMS, I can run something LMS, Great Western, you know, so on and so forth. If I want to buy a Class 66, I can have a Class 66 from there, you know, that sort of thing. Which would be kind of nice, because it's one train that I would like to have now that I've ridden twice is a Mark III DVT set with a 68 on the Chiltern livery, because it's associated with those happy trips down to London to go to the British Museum or to go and see Totoro on stage, you know, and then we'll be using it again to go and see Joe Hisashi in live at the Albert Hall. For those who don't know, most of the famous Studio Ghibli films, like Howl's Moving Castle there, he wrote the music for that. He's someone I'd want to see live for so long, because it's his music is the music I turn to when I'm at my lowest, especially. I've got some, okay, it's not as written, it's some sort of reworked bit, so it's more gentle and there's rain behind it. It's just a nice soothing thing. Lie down in dark rooms and noise cancelling headphones on and just try and drift. And I usually end up falling asleep, which is very important with those big headphones on, but hey, you know, I'm going to have a look at those headband ones, I think, that you can design for sleeping. But, you know, regardless of that, so yes, you know, so getting the Chiltern set would be pretty cool. And that sort of feeds into sort of thing Anthony does, you know, gets the trains he rode on. So, yeah. So it's all chaNge again, but Great Western still can be run. I'm still sticking true to that. My NWR can still run on the Wittering Green layout, because, you know, again, just like it would have been in here, you run it with Stars and Saints and the engines appropriate to the 1910 to 1912 period, you know, you were all right. So, and it'd be good to see them stretching their legs. So, yeah. And that's something else I have to tell myself, is plenty of people spend ages collecting models for their dream layout and do something else in the meantime. If I don't end up putting the points in, keeping it really nice and simple, which is an appeal, I might put a suggestion of a siding in to have some stock posed on it with a good shed, just so it feels a bit more. It looks a bit more interesting, everything. I do actually have a Inglenook shunting puzzle out, just hiding down there by the side of the computer, which I might actually make as a USN scale layout. I've already got one switcher. I've got a Baldwin switcher, and yeah, I could get this to be 9. I've got plenty of cars to switch about, so there could be potential that, or I could just do a British shunting layout on there, you know, an 08. Seeing as 08s don't like platforms, it wouldn't be able to run on here, you know, so there's options there. But yeah, so anyway, that's how I'm going to sensibly do both, is to say a bit of self-control. Yes, you know, I'll get some from Tings, I'll probably might get some from Wally. Tings, Gets and Wally. I might actually get, you know, I'll get some from Gaydon. Whether it's something 00 that's the right price for my Great Western collection, or whether it's something else Engaged. I think it'd be better to have something else Engaged, to be honest with you. And just, you know, whether it's some... I mean, this is a fantastic set, don't get me wrong, but wouldn't this look far nicer at the head of a train of maroon Mark 1s, as opposed to these blue and grey ones? That makes it in the Steam era, you know? Because the flashes on this, the overhead warning flashes, are still very similar to those that would have been carried in the Steam era, so really this would fit quite nicely. So yeah, you know, and then get a blue engine to pull, a BR blue engine made to pull those. I could have some electrics as well. You know, I could have my Virgin Red and Black train, just have a train. Get a HST, maybe a Midland Pullman. You know, it's things that it's not trying to rush out, the difference being not trying to rush out and get them all at once, a bit like this, so it's something every other day almost was turning up. So it's not about doing that, it's about that slow burn still, just like, do you know what would be really nice? That would be really nice. Or this would be really nice. And you know, weighing it up and everything. So self-control. Not something that comes easy to us hobbyists, is this? But there we are. Well, thanks for watching. The streams will still be the same format. I really super enjoyed that last time, and where possible, I will try and keep the history side of it going as well. So if we're running the Duchess, I'll have a quick run through maybe the history of the Princess Corot class there. So there's something to not look forward to if you don't like that sort of thing. So we'll just have a general chill out chat, watch trains go by. And if anything, it should be a lot more interesting, because rather than having a loco sat in front of me, you'll have something coming past in your time. I do have a question. If anyone's able to answer it now, then that would be wonderful. What did these pull? Because that's something I might be able to pick up at the shows of the weekend coming. I'd like a train suitable. Now I will get Shaxton's train as it was then. I will get the passenger carriages for that, so it can pull those. But what would a coal sector class 31 be pulling back in the day when it was running properly as a you know, for the coal sector? I assume some sort of NBR wagons, but I could be wrong. So yes. And the bit I've always loved about Calder Hall Power Station is, if you look that one up, or if you don't know about it already, you look it up, you will find that Calder Hall Power Station is a nuclear power station. So I loved that as a coal sector engine named after a nuclear power station. So yes, so yes, that'd be really helpful. No wonder it's a bit. So that's a bit loose in its box. Put this bit on. There we go. Yes, that's better. Yeah, so if anyone can help me with that, that'd be wonderful, because it's completely out of my comfort zone for knowing what that would pull. But it'd be nice to have trains for locomotives to pull that are appropriate for them. So, you know, like the BR Western Region Either here, something be able for it to pull some suburban coaches or some freight wagons or something like that that are actually BR appropriate. So that sort of thing as well. And that's something that would be quite cool to pick up at things, because I've got a couple of locos that could do some more appropriate stock to pull. The Duchess, the 31, and the London Transport engine. That'd be cool to get appropriate items to make a London Transport engineers train like they used to pull. So, you know, it can be exciting still. It can still be a historical representation of how the railways were, just it will be generic for the most part. I do want to get lighting on it, so we can do nighttime sessions as well as daytime ones. I want to get working signals onto it, you know, so that you know, it stops in the station and holds to a red or something like that. Maybe even get the system where it actually detects them going around the layout and changes them. I think Hot Dog Pilot Andy uses something like that, doesn't he? So yeah, you know, with the DAPOL working signals in mind. And then this could go to exhibition still, and because this will fit in the back of the car still nicely. Yeah, you know, so there's plenty of stuff to win with. Right, so now I've gone on for 24 minutes, just gone. If you're still with me, I thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe and be well. I'm going to get this quickly put away now because it is past the midnight. Fortunately, I know when it's 1:30 because this goes off, which is my real, right, come on, in bed now. like the dog, get in your box, get in your bed, come on. It'd be, yeah, me going. So, yes, with all that in mind, I thank you all again for joining me on this journey. It's a journey of discovery, and the Great Western is still very much my favourite railway company. I still get to enjoy Engage models. I want a cabinet on the wall beyond that side for my 001s to sit in, or my locos to sit in while I'm not using them. I can look at them and leave. They can serve a purpose still. And the LMW obviously will sit in there as well. But so the business cars are still appropriate. I've managed to keep that still, and and I also get to run trains, which is the main thing. It's what we do this for this hobby for, isn't it? Right. So anyway, take care, stay safe, and be well. And I really am going now. Good night and bye bye, or good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're watching this. But yeah, take care.